Hello and welcome to my workshop. So we're getting back on the Ford Ranger build, and there's just a couple little things I need to do to finish this up and get this sent off. So one of the things I need to do is build the dash. So what I'm going to end up doing is taking MDF and building up a vacuum form, and then vacuum forming a dash to slip in here. And the rest of it is pretty much just finishing work. So, is divots and holes and scratches and things that need to be filled in. There's still some more finish work on the tailgate, plus the tail lights and headlights that are being 3D printed need to be fitted in. I need to get a little bit more done under the hood. So there's going to be some structure put under here as well as some bracing. And then I think that's pretty much going to finish this up. So let's just get started. So what I've done is I've gone through and sanded down most of the truck with the 220 grit, and that's pretty close to the final look that what I'm going after here. There's still like pinholes here, and there's one on the roof, and there's lots of little imperfections I got to come back and get, but I'll get those with some Tamiya putty, and then once I get those sanded down, I'll put a light coat of primer on. It'll help me see any other imperfections, and I'll slowly work my way down to getting all the imperfections gone. Then once I do that, I'll give it a final sanding of a finer grit, and we should be good to go on that. So what I've also done is finished up the front grille, and I've added these little bars in the back, which are like little dividers that would have, and that's just a piece of styrene rod that's been glued to the back. I've also created a little oval here where the Ford logo will go, and then I've painted the whole thing black. Now what I have to come back and do is wet sand this down and get this as shiny as I can possibly get it. And the reason why is that that's the base coat for chrome, and I use the Molotov ink, I guess is technically what it is, and I will airbrush that on, and if you have a really shiny black, it'll make the chrome pop. I've also finished up the rough shaping of the door handle and the key lock. And I still got to sand these down a bit, but I think they're in pretty good shape. I made a slight indentation in the body to represent where the handhold will go. And then in the rear, I'll have to do something similar and create a handle for the tailgate. I'm also planning on making Ford letters across the back. So I also have to make a little indentation in the back and create a handle for the tailgate. So lots of little small details to finish up, but making really good progress on it. And let's just get back to that. So I finished up a lot of the details, including around the window, the trim, the drip rail, the trim around the rear window. I've also extended out the tip of this fender and just sanded that back so it lines up smoothly with the hood. Now once I get the 3D printed headlight and tail lights, I'll still have to come in here and refine this opening to make a match, but again, I'm pretty close right now. This front edge right here, I added some material and then sanded that back. There's kind of a radiused section here. All in all, it's getting really close. There's still tons of things to add. You know, the one thing I have been able to get done is this strip for the vents, which was done using a Cricut machine and cutting out a thin piece of styrene and gluing it down. A lot of little things to finish up and complete on here. One of them is the dash. I'm going to make a vacuum form and then mold a piece of styrene into the shape for the dash. So let's get to that and see if we can get some of this other stuff finished up. Alright, so I'm all finished up with the Ranger build. I was able to get the hood functioning with magnets that hold that down nice and solid. You got the grill and the headlights on. All the bodywork has been cleaned up. You know, gas door. You know, tail lights are in. You know, the 4 of them on the back. Went ahead and cut some glass for the front and the back, and made the vacuum formed dash to go in here. So a lot of finishing touches up here, but you know, it's really turned out great. Really excited to see this thing get finished up. Just need to get it boxed up and shipped out, and that'll be pretty much it. Getting ready to start a new project, but until then, we'll see you on the rocks.